is also a scripting language. So in what side we have to see, whether it is on the client side or on the server side. JavaScript is a client side scripting language. What do you mean by that? The execution of the program will take place on the client side and not on the server side. So when you take internet, it is the largest application for client server computing, where the server will be at some place and you are accessing the server and you are the client. So this JavaScript will work on the client side, means on your browser. You open some website using a browser, Chrome or Edge or Mozilla or whatever it is, then you will be having the scripting language which runs on your machine, that is the client machine. That is the importance of the JavaScript as well as VBScript. So why do we have two kinds of languages, scripting languages like JavaScript and VBScript? Is there are certain number of differences. That means in JavaScript, it comes through the family of Java environment. Okay, the VBScript comes from the Microsoft environment. So Microsoft, all of you know what is Microsoft, and Java comes from Sun Microsystem. We have got Java, JavaScript, servlets, J2E, like that. So many things under the Java family, we can say. Okay. Now, what is the how JavaScript is created? The JavaScript is created again in a any text editor. You can open any text editor such as the Notepad, the WordPad, and you can type the scripting language similar to the VBScript language which we have seen already. JavaScript is a lightweight interpreted scripting language. So it is not a compiler oriented language. It is an interpreter oriented language. It directly interprets and gives the result on the browser. Can you understand? So whenever you execute a JavaScript program, it executes on the browser. It does not require any compilation for execution. Okay. Next one, it is designed for creating network-centric applications. That means in a client server, largest client server application, that is internet-oriented applications, only we create the JavaScript or make use of the JavaScript language. And it is always integrated with the Java or J2EE framework, Java to Enterprise Edition J2EE framework, which includes servlets, JSP, everything. All the advanced Java will be, you can incorporate this JavaScript within the J2EE framework. Okay. Next one is JavaScript is integrated with HTML. HTML is a hypertext markup language which is used to create a web page. You can create a web page using HTML. So therefore, you can integrate or you can use the JavaScript within the HTML itself. So in HTML, what you have the tags. HTML contains tags. The tags are two types of tags. The one is open-ended. When you open it, you have to close it. Like that, there is a format for HTML. Head section followed by the body section. So within that, we can use the JavaScript. Okay. So this is the introduction about the JavaScript language. Coming to the characteristics of JavaScript language. Okay. JavaScript language is case sensitive. Java itself is case sensitive compared to other languages. For example, what is the meaning for that is, if you write system in Java, the S should be of capital letter. If you write it as small, it won't accept. Okay. Whereas if you take HTML, it is case insensitive. That means you can write it as any tag can be written as in lowercase or uppercase or mixed case. Whereas in Java, generally in Java is case sensitive. Similarly, JavaScript is also case sensitive. The second one is it is object oriented. We have got all the features of OOPS, object oriented programming, into the JavaScript also. And whenever you create a JavaScript program, it produces it is executed on the web browser. Therefore, the source code will be of HTML type. You go to the browser and see the view source. You can see the HTML codings. So therefore, it produces an HTML document. And the fourth one is it is dynamically typed. It is not statically typed. It is dynamically typed. Okay, the data types are of dynamic in nature. And the fifth one is the operator precedence. Which operator has to be given the preference? It follows the standard operator precedence. And the next sixth point is it has got the features of operator overloading. Overloader operators can be incorporated into the JavaScript. And so next one is the characteristic. Next characteristic is there are several reserved words which cannot be used as a variable name in JavaScript because it has got its own reserved words. Okay, so these are the important characteristics of JavaScript: case sensitive, object oriented, produces HTML, dynamically typed, standard operator precedence, overloaded operators, reserved words. Okay, can you all understand? Okay. Now, what are the other, when you make it as when you make the JavaScript more functional, there are some certain differences between the operators which are used in JavaScript and other languages. For example, when you go for a functional operation of JavaScript, if you take the division operator, normally the right or backslash, we can call it as a indication for an division operator. Okay, so when I divide 10 by 3, what it will be coming? It will come 3.33. Okay, whereas when you go for the modulus operator, that is indicated by the percentage symbol. Okay, where what happens? 10 mod 3. What will be result will be 1. So, the result will be 1. So when you have the modular, when you use the modulus operator, 10 mod 3 will be, the answer will be 1. Okay, same way if you go for division, the floating point. For example, I cannot use 10.2 mod 2.2, whereas in our JavaScript, division is not integer division and modulus is not an integer operator. 5 by 2 yields 2.5, not 2. 5.1 divided by 2 yields, you can see on the screen, 5.1 divided by 2.1 yields 2.42 something. Okay, then 5 modulus 2 yields 1. Similarly, 5.1 modulus 2.1 yields, what is the result? 0.8999, like that. Okay, this is the another characteristics of the JavaScript JavaScript operations